This tripod mast will fight you at every step, which surprised no model builder ever. Well, hello, Blue Troopers, and here we are updating the USS Alabama. Little progress is being made, probably not quite as much as it looks like. The big parts are easy. It's the detail work that slows things down, but that's okay. That's all part of building a ship. So I was working on the aft tripod mast, and it did fight me all the way. Both of them did, and we'll talk about that in just a second. But alignment is a big deal. I actually shot some video of what I was doing today, which I'll tack on the end of this. But once I got them aligned and got everything lined up, I'm just going to leave it overnight. Okay, just a quick test fitting. I had to bore out the holes in the bottom so that these could fit. This isn't going to get glued on for a while. Plus there's some photo etch that's got to go on it. But first, the aft tripod mast is starting to come together a little bit. A lot of this will probably be replaced with photo etch, or photo etch will be added to it. I wound up having to remove the forward tripod mast. I was trying to use its mounting holes for alignment, but it just wasn't working. It started off simpler, wound up being actually a little more problematic than the aft one, at least for me. But once I realized that I was just going to have, that it wasn't aligning properly, that I was going to have to just disassemble it and find another way to do it, I went ahead and did that and took the fire control cabin off the top, and then I was able to start getting things aligned and letting that harden for a while. And then once it hardened up a little bit where I could manipulate it some, I could try and fit it back to the forward superstructure. It still took a little adjusting here and there, but overall forward progress is being made. I'm just going to let that sit overnight. While I had the cab off, I thought it'd be a good time to play with a piece of the photo etch, see how that goes. And turns out the windows in the kit are not exactly accurate. And there's 3 on the photo etch, which is apparently more accurate, and only 2 on the superstructures. So I went back in there and cut out what was required, and may wind up removing a lot of those window framing so that the photo etch will look better. Also, I'm not entirely sure about this bomb screen over the stack. I guess I'm supposed to cut all that out so I can use the photo etch piece that goes in there. That could be quite the chore. So I'll weigh that against what I'm doing, but I'll probably wind up doing it. I'll have to find something to replace that one vent pipe that stands up inside it. It shouldn't be a big deal. But that's the kind of detail work you have to do on something like this if you want it to look top shelf. But I am going to use probably most of the photo etch. It looks like it'll really enhance the look of the thing, and that, of course, as well known, is pretty time consuming. Got to go get some CA glue. So here's the video that I shot with my phone while I was out working on it, and just some kind of notes as I was going along. Trying to fit the after tripod mast for the fire control system, and this is what's called a pole mast, and they add these 2 braces which make it a tripod mast. Both pole masts go straight up and down. It's the tripod masts that are angled, and you can see that in this diagram. The pole mast is straight, the bracing tripod masts are at an angle. And it's the pole mast forward on this one, the bracing tripods masts are at an angle rearward. Okay, I've got it on the correct way now. Manual alignment is critical if you don't want the ship to look lopsided. And right now it looks like it should. Maybe just a touch like that. But I've got this sort of tack glued in place. I'm going to let everything harden before I go any further, because as soon as I touch anything, it's a house of cards at this point. Alright, got the second level on. It looks pretty straight, so again, let that harden. The camera's a little deceptive. Okay, I'm just going to leave that till tomorrow, and then I'll be able to add a few more parts to it, and I can also remove it at that point. It should be dried. There's enough glue in there, it should bond very nicely. And the forward fire control tripod mast is slightly less argumentative, but it's, oops, I see some adjustments that need to be made. At first the forward mast was going together a little easier, but I wound up having to disassemble it. I couldn't get it straightened out, so Now I've got these parts, I'm going to have to let these harden overnight and then I can add the rest of it. Well, guys, that's where we're at today. Actually, this is a good kit. I know I've talked about a few things like the alignment pins not being oriented the right way and things like that, but that's minor stuff. I actually really do like this kit, and I want to thank Nathan once again for it. So a couple of you guys had commented that if it didn't have some ill-fitting parts or some holes turned the wrong way, it wouldn't be a Hobby Boss kit. And I'll take your word for that, but we shall overcome. Well, guys, that's it for today. As always, take care of yourselves and model on.
Once there was a barge lad
way up atop the mast,
shouting to the skipper, "We've made it home at last." Well, I was that barge lad
way up atop the mast,
but now I'm the skipper, and that young nipper had better be holding fast.
Oh, we're loaded down with bales so high, you've got to lean backwards if you want to see the sky. Oh, the Thames may forgive us, but the old never will, so eyes front and away we sail.
Oh, you've got to be able
way up atop the mast,
your legs better be nimble and your head better think fast. Well, I was that able
way up atop the mast,
but now I'm the skipper, and that young nipper is hardy enough to last.
Oh, we're loaded down with bales so high, you've got to lean backwards if you want to see the sky. Oh, the Thames may forgive us, but the old never will, so eyes front, keep your head, and away we sail.
Oh, you've eyes like an eagle
way up atop the mast,
spotting all the obstacles that come across your path. Well, I was that eagle
way up atop the mast,
but now I'm the skipper, and that young nipper will keep us from taking a bath.
Oh, we're loaded down with bales so high, you've got to lean backwards if you want to see the sky. Oh, the Thames may forgive us, but the old never will, so eyes front, keep your head, clear your throat, and away we sail.
Oh, you've got to remember
way up atop the mast,
knowing all the river routes that you never learned from the charts. Well, I do remember
way up atop the mast,
but now I'm the skipper, and that young nipper is taking the rivers to heart.
Oh, we're loaded down with bales so high, you've got to lean backwards if you want to see the sky. Oh, the Thames may forgive us, but the old never will, so eyes front, keep your head, clear your throat, know your way, fill your pipe, grab on tight, look for the lights, and away we sail.